It's Friday, February 25th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show, where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. Today marks an important day.
Tell me.
It's a very important day in the world. Because I have finally joined the ranks of all my fellow peers
Okay.
in the financial district.
What? Oh, God, what is this?
I have Microsoft Office 365.
Oh, my God.
I've left Microsoft 2010, and I've seen the future. I've tasted it,
Dude,
and it is a joy.
you should have just bought each individually.
It is a joy.
Oh, God.
My life has forever changed.
You're on the subscription model now.
It's great.
Is it?
It's so good.
How many features could they have added to Excel?
It's not about the features. It's about the optimization.
Wait, don't you guys use Google Suites?
So that's the part.
Okay.
My company has not universally aligned on which spreadsheet app to use.
Okay, some people are using Excel, some people are using Sheets, some people are using Open Office.
Yeah, but it's like split by department.
Okay.
So everybody in, say, finance and tax love Excel.
Yeah.
Everybody who's more of a creative or a project manager, they're on Google.
Unfortunate.
So now guess which chat system we subscribe to.
Discord.
I wish. I wish it was Slack, but it's Google Chat, which is awful.
Is Google Chat still a thing?
It's
Or is it like B2B only now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, it's awful. Like,
Yeah,
'cause Microsoft Teams is awesome.
Remember-
I wish we used that, but
Remember, was it Google Spaces or Circles or whatever the fuck? It was part of your
it's
sphere.
Awful. We have Google.
That shit was garbage.
But we have it because it's free.
You know what? It can't be free, you know?
No. So even if you do work for one of the biggest companies in the country,
Yeah.
can't be free.
Dude, as someone who used to work in IT, and
Yeah.
the amount of money people spend on licenses and license keys, you can't beat free.
Yeah, I know. I always see the January just passed, so all our annual licenses rolled over, and dude,
Mamma
wow.
mia.
Wow.
And
Wowee.
all those keys aren't even in use, right? It's just like you got them just in case.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should ask for a license for Adobe.
Do it. I'm sure they won't give it to you because
Because
you're a finance guy.
I only have the partial one. I don't have the full one.
Just get the Adobe Suite, dude.
Yeah, I need that Photoshop. For what, Vince?
For what? For you need Lightroom?
Yes, to make my spreadsheets look lighter.
What other obscure Adobe programs are there?
What do you need a video editor for? So I can animate my graphs.
Yeah, that's what I need. I'm gonna get into UX design. The fuck? Get out of here.
Yeah. On a more serious note, the world is in a tricky place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were discussing a bit before the podcast. Yeah, stuff between Russia and Ukraine, kind of wild to see.
It's a little spooky. It's a little scary to make light of it. But
Yeah, so we're not really gonna comment too much. I don't think we're qualified.
Like I like to keep up, but I'm not a pundit.
Yeah.
All right.
So just say hopefully
Okay, wait. I got a hot take. All right. Let me tell you about this hot take.
Oh,
War bad.
is it though?
War bad.
Is it though?
Metal Gear has taught me otherwise, but usually war bad.
Call of Duty has taught me as long as you're the one holding the trigger, war ain't
Yeah.
bad.
Call of Duty does make war look pretty sick,
Listen,
except for that part where it was no Russian, and then
again, as long as you're holding the
The
trigger.
Did you know they censored that shit now?
Yeah, you can't.
So
yeah.
you can't, if you shoot anybody in no Russian, it's a game over, no
Yep.
matter the region.
Yep.
That's dumb. I hate that.
Well, that's the world we live in.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, but hopefully, hopefully we don't go into actual war.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Because listen, I'm going to dodge that draft.
Yeah. If
That's
you're
straight
out,
up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going in.
Head first, baby.
Yeah. So everybody, brush up on your KD ratios. Because
Get your favorite perk loadout.
the enlistment's coming.
Oh my God.
But I don't think it's going to be standard military op. I think it's going to be esports teams going in.
That'd be crazy.
Imagine you saw, war's coming. The U.S. has sent in Cloud9.
They're doomed, dude. They got to import from Korea. Like,
That's wild.
if like war came down to esports, like who's the best like RTS player? You know, Korea owns the world now, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I know. I know. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so that's that.
but yeah, if you're in the Ukraine, stay safe.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Poland. I heard Poland's open.
Yeah. Yeah, just survive.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about something a little different.
Okay.
Let's talk about
different than war.
Yeah, on the other end of the spectrum, Paul has written in
Damn.
with a question to chew on, and he wants to know what is the greatest gas station snack food? If you're heading out on a road trip, what are your snack essentials?
I'm gonna be extremely boring. Paul.
Oh, hot dog, taquito.
Fruit.
You
Or
can
like,
buy fruit at the gas station.
so here's the thing. I don't buy shit at the gas station anymore.
Okay.
If I'm ever on like a road trip or I know I'm going to be on the road for like an extended period of time, it used to be back in my youth, you know.
What? Okay.
It used to be like I'll just grab a bag of Doritos,
Yeah.
right? The pure gamer fuel, right? Just like
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, Dorito, like that level
Okay.
of snackage.
Okay.
But getting into like my later 20s and stuff, I feel like dog shit if I drive for like, say I drive for like even like 4 hours,
Yeah.
right? And all I've been eating is junk food. I feel like shit.
Mm.
So like I'll pack like an apple
Mm.
or a pear,
Yeah.
and that'll be my snack because it fills me, but it also makes me feel not like I want to die.
So like I agree. I just can't eat those fruits like as I would if I were not driving.
Yeah, you slice them up, dude.
Yeah, but then my hands get sticky.
What?
So okay, I guess what I'll say here is I drive stick, so eating is a bit harder to eat. Like you can do it. Don't get me wrong, you can do it.
I got this sick feature in my car. It's called cruise control. All right.
So funny, this man and his technology.
It's pretty sick, and a brake assist. It's pretty awesome.
Living in the future over here. Snack essential. So yeah, I actually don't. I've never bought. Well, not that I never have, but it's never been a thing that I do. Like buy stuff at the gas station just because it's so overpriced.
Yeah, that too.
So if I know I'm on a road trip, you'll find me at like whatever the budget grocery chain is in your area. Here, I would say it's No Frills.
Yeah.
You know, No Frills.
Or like
food
La
basics.
Cocos.
Yeah. But not the big brand grocery stores. Like I'm not in a Whole Foods buying snacks.
You're not going to a 24-hour Sobeys.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely not. I'm definitely in the Chinese supermarket. Is what
Hell
I'm
yeah,
doing.
TNT baby.
Like I'm there. I'm looking for like the import snacks. My favorite is banana chips.
We're stopping off at the Oceans before we head out.
No, Oceans is that's too nice.
Oceans, I don't know if it's like bougie, but it's one of the nicer ones.
Listen, if you cannot smell the fish aisle from the entrance, then it's too nice of an Asian store.
Fair enough.
Right?
If the front door is a door and not just plastic sheets,
yeah,
you've gone too far.
that's what I'm saying. So that's that. I guess though, if I am restricted to the gas station, because there are certain things you can only get at the gas station, and for me, it's always a slushie. Like that is the one thing at the gas station that if I see it and I'm in the mood, I will take it. Especially if I'm driving on a hot summer's day.
I don't think I've had a slushie in over like 5 years.
Well, maybe you should get one.
The last time I had a slushie, I went with my ex to 7-Eleven, and we bought like the jumbo ones.
Yeah.
Only filled it up like 3/4 of the way, and filled up the other 25% with alcohol.
Makes sense.
Pre-drank for a party. It was pretty
Makes
sick.
sense. But yeah, slushies are awesome to have, I think.
All right.
Cause
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, like for real though, I'm buying cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
It's pretty good too.
Like that's the real
Get like
answer.
get an iced coffee, no sugar.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not one for eating while I'm driving.
Well, again, you drive manual. So.
Yeah, that's true.
What if somebody were to feed you while you drive?
I guess that would be more acceptable.
It's like the optimal play.
Yeah, I guess. But then, like, I don't know. Driving and eating like it's so weird because like they do go hand in hand with like culture and society. Like that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I like having good snacks when you're driving, but at the same time, it's just like it's not the thing that I would like. I would prefer to stop and eat rather than drive and eat.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's just stop and sit in the driver's seat to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But eating while driving is not really the thing I don't really care for too much.
What about drinking while driving?
Well, no, now we're talking.
Water, baby. Love that H2O.
Yeah, absolutely. But there you go. Thanks for writing in, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
Snack essentials. Let's go into our picks of the week. PlayStation they showed off the first images of the PS VR 2.
So I saw some articles about this, but no one had pictures. So what is it? Let me see that this is.
It's the PSVR 2.
Why do the controllers look like knuckle dusters?
They all look like that though.
Oh, do they all now? Oh, damn.
You know, like the round thing that goes
Yeah.
around. I think the Oculus is the same way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, it looks like it was designed in the same room as the PS5.
Yeah.
That is the current Sony design motif, and there you go.
I heard the one major thing here for this is that they actually figured out a way to have like almost like a ventilation system in
For
the
your
headset
eyes?
for your eyes,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't get fogged up. Like your eyes don't get dry while being inside of it. Like
Yeah.
optimal ways for you to keep a VR headset on for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
We're definitely not at the point yet where this stuff is going to be second nature. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. When that stuff is second nature, I'm gonna
yeah.
replace my eyes. I'm gonna
It's
get
just-
cybernetic
yeah.
eyeballs.
It's just so weird, like when you can see technology happening, like development happening right before you.
Mhm.
And I guess VR still is in that stage where if you choose to jump in, you're making that conscious choice of like, yeah, I know this is going to be outdated in like 6 months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But do you think that the VR2 isn't, because we said that about the VR1,
Yeah.
and we're like, this is the first run. It's okay. It's fine. I think we kept reading that like because it's like the entry level version of VR, like it's okay.
Yeah.
But we were both like, it's too early.
Yeah.
Do you think this is enough development to get in on it now, or are you still like, I'm gonna wait for like the 4th gen?
I don't know, because I think
VR.
at the end of the day, it comes down to software. What is PlayStation going to provide me that's going to be truly engaging?
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
No.
We saw that on the store today.
No, because I think VR technology, in terms of like what is available out there, there's some pretty cool stuff. But have you seen the enterprise VR solutions?
No.
They're like 6K.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, they're wild.
And what's that? Like walk through a real estate?
More or less.
Sell?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
More or less. So, yeah, PlayStation's definitely playing in the entry level, but I think even if you just look at Oculus, they've had so many revisions
Mhm.
from the first Oculus Rift,
I don't remember. I think wasn't it just the Oculus was first, and then it was the Rift,
Rift S, and now then they have the Quest,
Yeah.
Quest 2.
and the Quest. That one's standalone, right?
Yeah, I mean you can link it to your PC.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think my friend has one where everything runs in the VR headset,
yeah,
which is crazy.
yeah. And then if you want to connect it to your computer, you can via Oculus. I think it's AirLink.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have that. Because I know a lot of people who use that for iRacing, the Oculus, and they say it's pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, it's a new VR headset. It's probably going to be PlayStation 5 compatible only, I would assume.
Yeah, this will be one of those. I think or the smart decision would be, we cannot bind ourselves to last gen's technology.
Yeah. The one thing I'm noticing here is it looks like they have not gone wireless.
Yeah, on the headset. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bit of a bummer. Just
Unless that's just like a charging thing. But
maybe, but I don't know. The first one wasn't.
true.
I don't know. Yeah, but it looks cool. PlayStation VR is coming again sometime this year.
VR is still weird. Just like, there's no games I want to play. Like, I know people love VR chat, but I don't really feel like being an anime fox girl on the internet. So,
But what if you were in the meta?
oh god, please, not again.
Do you know how many execs I talked to tell me that like they were in the meta for hours last night.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Because they all have Oculuses.
That's not.
They're just in the meta.
Tell them to go play Half-Life Alyx, and then
they're in the meta.
I hate that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All this meta shit and all this like NFT cryptocurrency shit, it really has like solidified that the fact that like rich out of touch people run shit, and even if it's a dog shit idea, they'll make it work because they have enough money to do it. God damn.
But the meta.
Shut the fuck up.
What? I don't understand. What's the issue here?
I hate it. It's listen, we had Second Life already, all right? It's over.
But the meta is different, okay? No one owns the meta.
You know what my favorite thing about Second Life was? When there was a company that tried to do like a professional product reveal inside Second Life, and somebody hacked their space and made it rain dicks inside that virtual space.
No such thing as bad press.
I guess. If you're talking that Madonna lifestyle, yeah.
Absolutely.
The only bad press is no press, so.
Listen, I'm all for the metaverse. Maybe not this implementation.
Yeah.
But I'm all for it.
Oh, God. You do like Ready Player One. So.
I do love Sword Art Online.
God damn it. Do you like Dot Hack?
Yeah.
All right.
It's so I won't lie, like that's always been the dream as growing up, right?
To like be in the MMO.
Yeah,
I guess.
Like, don't get me wrong, when VR becomes a thing, I will absolutely
be on board,
succumb to the MMO life.
I just think that the way, so I think my problem is less the way like the technology is evolving. Like I also think VR games will be cool.
Yeah.
And like can't have the potential to be pretty sick.
Yeah.
But the way I don't trust the way corporations try and push it, because I don't, just like with social media.
Yeah.
I don't think they've done the studies or taken the precautions to deal with the negatives that will come from the people who will have a fully digital lifestyle. And like there will be the people who are like, I refuse to get out of my VR headset.
Absolutely.
Right. And there's just so many dangers that are so, I guess, significant to human life and like the way we communicate and live, that technology is now going into like a section where it's like, yeah, we can make these technologies, but should we make these technologies? And science never asked themselves that question.
Exactly. Why ask such a question?
Oh, God.
We're not here about philosophy.
This is how we die.
Give me the facts.
This is how the human race ends. We're gonna all become like Wall-E people.
Most likely. Most definitely.
Jesus Christ.
It does make you wonder, though, where does AR find its place in the future then?
See, I'm okay with AR.
I think
because AR still at least connects you to something tangible.
Absolutely. I do think the future is probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. It can't just be one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in how the two will relate to one another, that's the part I don't quite know.
Yeah. And I like, for me, the really scary part is eventually, because I think I was talking to you about like the Bank of Britain was thinking about like when currency goes like fully digital, talking about programmable money.
Yeah.
So that like if you give your kid an allowance, you can program that allowance so that denomination can only be used on certain products and shit like that. And I'm just like, people should be able to live without technological enhancement, but in the way we're moving, we're so reliant on this technology that
you love it.
It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
Probably not. We'll probably end up with more restrictions and freedoms that technology will bring us, but
everyone watching Blade Runner be like, LOL, Blade Runner future. That's so silly. Meanwhile,
yeah,
in the real world,
I can't wait.
God damn,
I can't wait for it.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, that's PlayStation VR. Look forward to it. One of our favorite games, Nier Automata. Nier Automata.
Also, the warning of relying too much on technology.
Yeah, them.
Yeah, them. That game.
That's the one. Spoilers. Sorry.
Dude, game's like 10 years old now. Come on.
What? It's like 5.
Might as well be 10, all right? The way.
Wait, it's like 4.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Nier Automata.
2B did not win Hottest Female of the Year like a decade ago.
It came out in 2017. All right.
Yeah.
Nier Original came out in 2010.
Sure. Well, if you haven't played Nier Automata or Automata, don't worry. There's an anime coming.
Yeah, if
to
you don't
fill in
like
the
video
gaps.
games,
Yeah, but you want to know what the hypeness is and why she won the coveted hottest female of the year.
yeah, that honestly was probably the most important award show we ever did. So.
Absolutely. Then you can look forward to the TV animation of the series.
There's so much. I'm really interested in this.
Same.
As someone who does not watch a lot of anime.
As someone who watches anime, I am definitely interested in this.
Because Nier does a lot of stuff within video games that fucks with your perception of genres, right? So the whole hacking mini game in Nier Automata is just bullet hells, right? In Nier Original, there was a whole town in the level or in the game that was strictly visual novels.
Okay.
And they kept constantly changing his perspective where you go from like a 3D beat 'em up to like a 2D side scroller.
Yeah.
Right? And they fucked with the perception of video games. I want to know how that translates into anime, if at all.
I mean,
and I don't know if you can. That's the thing.
I don't know if it changes the perception of video games as much as you're saying, because I think about those bullet hells and it's just like, how's that any different from any other game that forces another mini game when you're doing something else?
Yeah, it does force another mini game, but I don't know. I felt that Nier makes it
like for the bullet hell one, for example. Like,
yeah.
What's the difference between that and when I'm playing? I don't know. Didn't BioShock like have a puzzle mechanic for unlocking doors or something?
Oh, okay. I guess if we want to go in like that direction, where like if you're just looking at it as a mini game,
yeah,
sure.
That's all. In Nier Automata, that's all it was.
But
I don't know, a bullet hell.
The implementations I felt in Nier were much more, I guess, nuanced than just like here's the lockpick mini game.
Okay, yeah,
right? And it played more into like the world, like especially that visual novel stuff.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but in terms of how it affects the narrative, it doesn't change anything, right?
Well, it affects the narrative in a sense that, so like obviously a bullet hell doesn't affect the narrative, but the visual novel stuff changes the way you have to write the game, and like the way certain stories are told are drastically different than if you were to watch two people animate.
Yeah,
right.
Because the way I say this is, how's it any different from like the Matrix, right? Like you jump into another world because you.
Like, so how's it different from the Matrix? It's good.
Oh,
all right.
I just mean the concept.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
In terms of like a visual storytelling component, like I don't see how that could be too difficult to transfer.
Yeah, I think that the Matrix is probably also a good. Like I also enjoy the Matrix in that sense because the limitations that they have on story writing when they were outside of the machine or they were outside of the Matrix were so different than. Within the Matrix, right? And they until the third movie, they couldn't really take that shit outside, right?
And then the fourth movie happened.
And I didn't see it, so which was like it was like a meta narrative on the Matrix,
something like
that. So yeah, I just want to see if they like change a bunch of stuff or like they subvert expectations from what the anime is like if they're just gonna do strictly ufotable level animation, or if they're going to be like, here's an episode that's strictly a text adventure.
Oh, I see
right?
what you're saying. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. Sure, why not? Could be.
It'd be cool. I don't know.
Absolutely. And then lastly, this relate to yours, but there was a teaser that Capcom put out.
Yeah.
For SF6.
Hell yeah, baby. San Francisco 6.
Street Fighter 6. And yeah, the teaser's cool. Whatever. Ryu and Luke.
This is so funny because like Capcom kind of ruined this announcement.
Why?
Because before this ever happened,
yes,
they have already confirmed, yes, we're making Street Fighter 6.
Yes,
Luke is going to be the main character.
Yes,
and yes, it's going to be on next gen / current gen platforms.
Yes,
and so this teaser trailer was a big fat nothing because it's like, you already told us, like, why even release this? Like,
no, there's something here. There's something here.
There's something in here. What is it, Vince? Tell me. What did you find?
The logo.
Oh God.
What is that logo?
It's the fucking Justice League logo.
What is the Street Fighter 6 fucking clip art altered logo? Like, what is that? Who decided that?
That can't be final. Like,
there's no way they put out this trailer and have that logo And like, yeah, that's not final. That's their logo.
Like,
What?
is that just not the Justice League logo?
I've been seeing so many comparisons to other like companies. Than like, someone said it was a stock image.
Someone said they got it off of Getty Images.
Yeah.
Yeah, like here, look at the Justice League logo in that second photo.
Yeah,
there.
I see it. I
Right?
see it. Yeah. And then like it also looks like this Sunfar logo from Taiwan.
Listen, only people in Taiwan knew about that shit, all right?
Right? Like it just
It's very generic, and
like what's with the little 6? What's with the subscript 6?
I don't know, dude. Here's the thing.
No.
Capcom is in a very particular place
All right.
where the only reason that Street Fighter V lasted as long as it did, especially on release, because that game was dog shit, is that Capcom played hardball. And they're like, listen, we're putting in all this money into esports.
Okay.
And if you don't run Street Fighter V, even if it's bad, and you don't have it as a main event at your like whatever major, you cannot play any Capcom games. Like, we are revoking it. So, and then also you are not allowed to run Street Fighter 4 tournaments anymore. That's how hard they went into the esports scene, and that's the only reason Street Fighter 5 made it.
Oh.
But now that there's so much competition, we got Guilty Gear, we got Melty Blood, we got King of Fighters now. We have all these new good fighting games that people really enjoy playing. If Street Fighter 6 comes out and it's dog shit like Street Fighter 5 was,
then it's over.
I don't know if Capcom has the same pull anymore.
So what you're saying is that Street Fighter 6, like when Street Fighter 5 came out, it was bad, right?
Yeah.
And like they kind of dropped the ball.
They dropped, but the thing is like they recovered immaculately. Like right now, Street Fighter 5 is an amazing fighting game.
Okay. But Street Fighter 5, from what I recall, had a great logo.
It had an okay logo. I don't know if it is a great logo.
But Street Fighter 6, because it has such a bad logo, the hope is that it'll come out of the gates with a great game.
Maybe it'll be the opposite. That'd be sick, right?
Anyways, I did a quick Google search, and you can find the Street Fighter 6 logo on Adobe's stock footage vector image creator.
That's hilarious.
So it's right here if you
Oh my
want
god.
It's only $80 to extend.
That's what a deal, dude. Didn't they also, was it Capcom just settled out of court? That, remember a while ago that
they used a
lady,
bunch of stuff of
they
that
stole a
lady-
bunch of that
yeah.
lady's like art and put it in their
Yeah.
games and shit. So maybe they don't give a shit. Maybe they're just licensing out
that's
stock footage now. Who knows?
That's a little fucked up. Oh man, Japan, so proud of their art.
Yeah, they love what is it, like taking care of their copyright until it becomes other people's copyright and then it's theirs.
Fair enough.
God damn it.
That's how that works. Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Okay.
Street Fighter 6, there's nothing there. Like, it just shows Luke and it shows Ryu. We know they're both going to be in the game.
Are we to assume that this game comes out this year?
That'd be a big.
I know.
Okay.
E3 is coming. Or
I'm going to say
whatever Summer Game
that
Showcase.
Street Fighter 6 is going to be scheduled for this year. And
Oh,
then there will
what
be
does
a
that mean?
and then it'll be a delay until 2023.
When's the cup?
The Capcom Cup,
Yeah.
I don't know, but Evo's in the summer.
It was in the summer?
Yeah. And Evo Japan already passed, so
Okay. No, I think the summer's too close for Street Fighter.
I think they'll announce that Street Fighter 6 a release date at Evo. Okay.
Okay.
And then it'll be for Evo Japan. Like it'll be
in
released
January.
Yeah, it'll be released in January 2023. And then probably get delayed until like March.
Okay. All right. Sure.
I can see that happening.
All right. Cool. Wicked.
And to pick up off of your
Yep.
Capcom one, they also announced the Capcom Fighting Collection.
They did.
So this is for all the retro game nerds. They got 10 games in here.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just go through the list. All right, you got Hyper Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Collection. You got Super Gem Fighter. You got Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. You have 5 Darkstalkers games: Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Hunter 2, Vampire Savior, and Vampire Savior 2.
That's cheating.
And I think that the two that all the retro kids are really excited about is that you got Cyberbots and you got Red Earth.
Cyberbots.
So Cyberbots, everybody knows because it's the game that Jin is in.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and
All
he
right.
explodes all of his clothes into fiery passion.
Yeah.
But Red Earth is a kind of a niche one because Red Earth is a fighting game that came out in about, I think it was like 93, and it was only in arcades. And I believe that this is the first console port of Red Earth in general. Like, I don't think that game ever made it outside of Japan in an official capacity. I think there were American arcade boards. I
Okay.
could be wrong, but
Okay.
they're exceptionally rare. And yeah, Red Earth is a very cool fighting game because I've played it on emulation because people have emulated like the Japanese arcade stuff. But they have like a really unique fighting system with like some gem, almost like some Power Stone shit going on.
Oh,
Uh,
Power Stone.
But they have
Where's that game? Oh, that's Sega. Never mind.
Yeah, Sega's like scraping by.
Yeah.
So maybe Power Stone will appear in the next Yakuza game.
Okay.
Because did you know that in Lost Judgment they have Sonic Fighters?
Which one's Sonic Fighters?
It's the Sonic fighting game that came out on like
the Game Boy Advance?
no, it was like
DS?
the Saturn.
Oh, then I don't know. Wow.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
It's ridiculous. But Red Earth is cool because they also have like a single player component where it's like almost like a beat 'em up,
Yeah.
and then also they have the 2-player fight 'em up, like versus modes.
Got it. Okay.
But the cool thing about this is that there's online play for every single game in the collection. So you can play Cyberbots
that's nice.
online. It's all rollback netcode. And there is casual, ranked, and lobby play for every game.
Interesting.
So if you want to go esports in Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix, you can do so with rollback netcode. I think that's pretty cool. And they have all the other like collection stuff, so you can unlock official art, sound galleries, stuff like that. And that's all cool. But I know me and my friends are pretty pumped to play some Red Earth in like an official, non-sketchy capacity.
This collection is missing one game.
Tell me.
Rival Schools.
It is. You're right. Okay, and here's my biggest complaint about this collection. We don't need 5. So the 5 versions of fucking Darkstalkers, that's for Japan. Right? All they need in that game, in that collection, is Vampire Savior 2. Get rid of the rest of that shit and then put in other games. Put in Rival Schools.
Yeah.
Right? Put in some other shit. Okay, Capcom, you have such a sick back catalog. Just figure it out.
Well. Oh well.
Also, you know what? In reality, they should eventually just release a collection with like every fucking version of a fighting game.
Yes.
Yeah. Like these games are so small now at this point that you could probably fit them all on a Blu-ray. Right? They could put Rival Schools 1, 2, every iteration of Darkstalkers, every iteration of Street Fighter 2, every iteration of whatever. And they could have like some 50 game lot.
How would they charge you for that?
They do probably, I would do the, what is it? The Crystal remake, Pixel remake stuff, the Final Fantasy ones where you can buy them piecemeal.
Ah.
I think they actually just finished that recently. The 6 just came out.
Yeah, it did.
I think that was the last one. Did you?
I bought it.
Man.
Because I was like, oh, it's on sale? Okay.
Yeah, you buy it early. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
So I bought it.
I was thinking about buying those. But the thing is, this is a total side tangent off of. So the Capcom thing's cool.
Yeah.
All right, side tangent. Crystal Pixel remake. The Final Fantasy 4 and 2, do they have the after years stuff from the PSP games?
Oh, I don't know if they have the after years.
Because like, is the PSP version of those games still the content complete version of those games?
That's a good question. The after years. I thought the after years ended up on the Wii eventually.
But that store shut down, so it's gone. So
No. Like the physical.
oh, is there a physical like Final Fantasy? Because I know they also released Final Fantasy 4 on the DS, and that was like the 3D.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I mean, did you want to play the after years?
Kinda. If that's the content complete version of the game. Like I
Oh.
did it for 2, and the Final Fantasy 2 after years stuff was sick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's not. It doesn't say where it was at.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Capcom released a fighting game collection. It looks cool. If you ever want to try very unique fighting games, try and pick it up. Cyberbots and Red Earth are very sick.
Oh, I know where you can get the content complete
What?
for the after years.
Yeah.
iOS.
Oh, but that iOS shit looks ugly. Oh my god.
You said
Gross.
4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
C-
Anyways, keep going.
All right. Um, Final Fantasy 14 had a developer roadmap for the 6.0 patches, or 6.x more accurately.
Oh yeah, okay. It's on Steam.
After years?
Yeah.
But is it the pixel remake or is it the ugly chibi cartoon shit?
This is the. Oh, I think you get it with both.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Actually, yeah, 3D. Oh, this is the
3D remake.
Okay, I don't know. I'll have to do some more. No, this is the old one. I don't know.
Square, please. You're killing me here.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Final Fantasy came out with their little developers roadmap.
Mhm.
Yoshi P came out and was like, "I love Final Fantasy. Thanks for making Final Fantasy sick."
What a liar.
So, what a fucking liar. So the big thing here is that while Endwalker was the quote unquote final expansion for Final Fantasy 14, that doesn't mean it was the final expansion for Final Fantasy 14.
What's that even? What are you trying to tell me?
So Endwalker was the final expansion for this storyline of Final Fantasy 14.
Huh.
And they are planning to support Final Fantasy 14 for at least minimum 10 more years.
But so it's not the last expansion.
So it's not the last expansion.
And this game is not dying.
No, because this game makes so much fucking money.
I was gonna say, I guess with the because the recent boom in the past year, how are they just gonna? You know what? That's such a Japanese thing to do. This is the last one ever.
Hell yeah.
Sales are up.
This is the last one of like this specific caveat asterisks. Like
Yeah, like oh god.
So there are certain things that they are planning to do because all the ARR stuff is like 10-year-old content at this point.
Uh-huh.
They are trying to make systems that will allow you to experience Final Fantasy 14 and the story solo. B, they are updating the graphics of the game. And C, they are lengthening out their content releases. So instead of every 3.5 months, it'll be every 4 months. But hopefully they're going to have more significant updates.
Okay.
So the first one was the visual update. Everyone was fucking hyped about that. It looks good. Okay. They said that they're not coming out here. They're not trying to make Horizon Forbidden West or whatever that new game is.
Yep.
But they will update shaders. They will update some of the character models. And eventually the goal is to update almost every asset they have ever made in the game.
Yeah.
Which is a huge undertaking because there's a lot of little things in that game that will take up a lot of resources. Like how all the grass details, how many rings did they make in that game? A lot of small shit that doesn't really matter, but they're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
After that, they have the trust duties. So I think this was just revealed to me in Shadowbringers, but they have a trust system where you can take AI characters into raids. So if you don't want to do it with other people, if you think queuing up as a DPS takes too long, you can take these AI characters and they will act their roles in these dungeons, and you can technically compete it solo.
Okay.
They're going to try and expand out that trust system into the Realm Reborn content, patch 2.0 content and up, so that you can run a Realm Reborn content by yourself. And then also, I guess they didn't really say this, but I guess hopefully is that when you do like a duty finder or you do a roulette, you're not constantly being put into a Realm Reborn content, right? And you're not a level 90 every day going back into like 10-year-old dungeons, right? It'll just push people more towards the new shit faster.
Oh, okay.
They're also going to release a new deep dungeon, which is like the Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, where it's just you got to go through like 200 floors of challenges with like a level 1 character, and you level up as you go through. You get cool rewards for doing that. All the lighting effects look cool. People kept joking about 4K grapes.
Is that a thing?
Well, they said they're going to redo pretty much everything, right? So
Oh,
people are like, hell yeah, 4K grapes, let's go.
okay.
What is it? They're also going to rework a lot of the A Realm Reborn content because now that from what they've learned of making dungeons in the new expansions, they're like, man, that old shit sucks. And so they're going to go back and like possibly redo dungeons, which is kind of nutty.
Yeah.
And there's some other stuff too. They're going to have this thing called like an island sanctuary where you can go do gathering stuff. They're going to release a new housing district, and that's pretty big because in the past housing is very limited and also sells out immediately. So what do the Japanese love to do? Lottery systems.
Lottery.
So there's going to be a new Ishgard district, and if you want it, you have to put yourself into the lottery, and then hopefully you get the chance at buying a plot in the new area to get housing.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's soon real life is going to be that.
I was just going to say, like, whew, art imitates life, right?
Oh, God. And so, yeah, there's a lot more like nitty gritty stuff that you can go check out. They also said that they're hiring. They're like desperate for people. So in this, they're like, yeah, scan these QR codes so that you can go into our job postings, please. We need people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they even went out and they're like, yeah, you don't even need to have experience. We'll just hire you without experience as long as you have like education and some
skill.
Yeah. And like
Okay.
the ability to learn.
Fair enough.
So like they're desperate out there for, I guess, game developers in Japan.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's so crazy that we're now in a position where companies are using press releases to hire people. Right?
I mean, like, that's what marketing's for.
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you let someone know that you're hiring?
True.
Because, this ain't the 80s anymore. You put the fucking help wanted sign in the window.
And some guy's like, hey,
I can help you.
I can help you. I want to help. So yeah, if you want to get into like the nitty gritty stuff, you can go check out the live stream, I guess, or the recorded live stream. I think it was like a fucking 4-hour thing, but it's pretty crazy.
Was there that much to talk about?
There's some intermissions in the middle, so you can skip it over. But I think there was maybe like 2.5, 3 hours of content.
Dude, I don't care how much I'm into something. Like a 4-hour content display is not what I want.
I definitely put it on my second monitor while I was playing
God.
Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, you.
So the thing I'll say about this is that it kind of brought me back to like being in high school and like keeping up to date with every single piece of gaming news, and I kind of got that same feeling, and I kind of loved it. It was great, like no matter how minute.
Oh my God!
I think I might get a third monitor.
Why?
That could be the gaming news monitor.
That's so rough.
And just have like a live ticker going through IGN news articles.
No.
That'd be sick.
No.
Fill my brain with useless information, baby.
No.
All right. But that was that. That's pretty cool. Support Final Fantasy 14 for another 10 years.
Okay.
And I think the last piece of big news I have on the list is Nintendo. All right, not to be left behind by Sony and Microsoft, has also acquired a company. Mm-hmm. This one's a little bit different though. So they have acquired, according to GamesIndustry.biz, they have the Tokyo-based SRD Co. Limited company.
Yep.
So SRD, if you don't know, is Systems Research and Development. That's the company name. Like, what a sick company name. Hell yeah.
Systems Research and Development. Okay.
So the thing with this company is that they have been working with Nintendo for the past 40 years. Mm-hmm. Even going so far there was an old Iwata Ass interview talking about SRD. And SRD is basically like their third-party outsourced R&D company. Yeah. They help with first-party Nintendo programming. They make concepts. They were credited with making a beta version of Mario that lets him jump higher, which then created Super Mario Brothers. Okay. And they have been a part of the Nintendo lifecycle pipeline since Nintendo made video games. And they've finally been bought out. No pricing has been discussed, and the deal is set to close April 1st. So this has been in development for a while. Like it's something that is actually happening, unlike the Blizzard acquisition,
Okay.
where it was just announced that they want to do it.
Yeah.
But this is pretty big news for Nintendo, just because this development company has been very important for them in terms of like creating new ideas and helping with deadlines and stuff. So the fact that it's now under Nintendo's umbrella is probably one of the best moves they could do as a company.
I just have a question. So, what have they done that's not for Nintendo?
So they do a lot of like, again, like side shit. So like they don't develop anything unless they get a project. They're like a third party.
Yeah, no.
We're like, we'll come in and help.
Have they ever worked on anything that's not Nintendo?
I think they have, but usually that stuff, at least that from what I've read, is like all NDA shit. Like we can't tell you what we worked on. It's just we work on shit.
That's fine, but
Yeah.
I mean, because like from my understanding is they've really only worked with Nintendo.
They've mostly worked with Nintendo. That is
so.
true,
Like,
yeah.
what I don't understand how buying them out changes anything.
It's now they're
Like,
working strictly on Nintendo stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
how Nintendo is going. Like they haven't announced in pure Japanese fashion how they're going to use this studio.
Because honestly, it just sounds like a PR move. That's it. It just sounds like in the world of bigger corporations eating up smaller ones, Nintendo just wants to look like they're in the process of making acquisitions themselves. But like,
Yeah.
there's no tangible difference.
It totally could be.
Yeah.
And right, and Nintendo is so secretive on all their shit that we'll probably never know if something like bigger comes out of this.
Here. Okay.
But it's kind of like it's not as groundbreaking, I would feel, in the same way that the Activision one is.
Yeah.
I would put it more on par with the Bungie acquisition by Sony, where it's just like they work with Sony over the past decade, and really they could have made these like multimedia deals by being independent, but they bought them.
I don't know if it's the same thing because Bungie makes things for other platforms though.
That's true.
Like Bungie exists as like they make items or games for other competitors.
Mhm.
SRD, for all we know, is just it's always been. It's like when Nintendo bought, or not Nintendo. It's like when Sony bought Blue Point.
Yeah,
Like that was only ever a Sony thing.
maybe that would be a better comparison.
Yeah, but like,
This made Sony remakes,
and so they bought them out. What does that mean? Like that they're
They can
now beholden to only work for.
they can trust them with
Yeah.
more sensitive information to allow them to do their jobs better. I don't know.
To be honest, it just sounds like it's fucking a tax accounting loophole.
Hell yeah.
That's all it sounds like. That's what I read when I see this shit.
See, I'm not an accountant, so I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you got some insider knowledge I don't know
Yeah.
about.
Oh, whatever.
But yeah, I think this is the last time that Nintendo bought anybody was it Next Level Games? The guys who made Luigi's Mansion 3?
Okay.
Yeah. And Nintendo doesn't ever buy anybody. So that's probably the bigger news, is that Nintendo bought somebody.
Okay.
So but yeah, that's it. That's going on. That's all that's going on for me.
Yeah.
In the gaming world.
Yeah.
And kind of really all I give a shit about. So
Wow. So honest.
movies, who cares?
Wow.
Those aren't art.
Whoa. Whoa. Watch yourself.
I know. I'm gonna start a
Watch
fight.
yourself.
The ghost of Roger Ebert's gonna come up.
Absolutely.
choke me out.
Because there's definitely movies that are art.
True, Evangelion.
Like Uncharted.
Oh God.
The movie.
So you watch this? Did you watch
I
Uncharted?
did watch it. So as you
Gross.
know, I was given a credit from Sony
Like,
themselves.
please watch our movie.
because I bought the Uncharted Lost Legacy collection upgrade
Mm-hmm.
for $10.
Yeah.
So it was a good deal. So I thought it was just they gave me a code, right, to use on the website.
Mhm.
I thought it was just a free admission. It's not.
What was it?
They gave me $35.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you can go see it in like IMAX VIP.
So I bought 2 tickets to D-Box, like whatever IMAX.
You didn't go to like what's that one in
VIP?
Yeah, the VIP
What's the
theaters.
point?
Hell yeah, get the lounge back. They bring the snacks to you.
But I don't eat in the theater.
You don't buy popcorn?
When's the last time you saw me line up with you at concession?
Yeah, I just thought you were penny pinching, dude. I just thought
No, I just don't eat at the
yeah,
theater.
you suck.
And then VIP, the only reason you do that is because you have a meal
Hell yeah.
or a drink. But I don't drink.
Get some wine at the movie theater.
And like for that, I don't know. See, tangent. VIP, I have never understood. Like, I don't get the appeal.
Mhm.
Because all VIP is they try to make the movie watching experience that you have in your house closer to the one in the movie theater, which is counterintuitive to why I want to go to the movie theater.
You just want a big ass screen, baby.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
VIP doesn't have that.
I've been to VIP once.
Yeah, did you like it?
Absolutely not. I went to go see Shape of Water.
Yeah,
This is a whole story. All right.
yeah,
So I went to go see Shape of Water on a date,
yeah.
and
You went to VIP.
we went to VIP.
You paid like $30.
The only seat that they had
Yeah,
was the front. So first off, the movie was sold out,
Yeah.
regular. Then they had VIP. So I bought VIP, and they're like, "Oh, there's front row seats. I don't think it'll be as bad as like sitting in the front row at a regular setup." It was that as bad. It was as bad. My
of
neck,
course.
it sucked. And then the fucking girl was creeped out by the movie because it was a girl making out with a fish man.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she never contacted me again. So
Oh.
VIP extra sucks.
So you hold resentment against.
Yeah.
the
Also,
VIP.
but listen, joke's on her. That movie won a fucking Academy Award. So get out of
Okay.
here. All right.
Okay.
Fucking normies.
Wow.
Damn.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so I saw D box IMAX the combo pack.
Yeah. No
Uh,
popcorn though.
No popcorn.
Damn.
So yeah, which is good. And Uncharted the movie.
Oh God.
Uncharted the movie.
You gotta summarize it for me.
Baby. Not bad.
What? All right.
Not bad.
Like not like in like compared to a movie or compared to a video game movie.
like compared to a movie.
Oh wow. All
Like
right.
it was pretty entertaining. Like if it wasn't called Uncharted, I'd probably just be like, yeah, this is just a fun action like B movie romp. Like that's all it is.
Oh.
Like it's not.
Oh God, B movie. I
Yeah.
might love this. Oh
Yeah,
God.
like it's kind of just that. Like it's even though it looks like a summer blockbuster,
yeah.
make no mistake, this is like a B movie action a sequence of events, I guess.
Mhm.
In terms of like how it is for an Uncharted fan, well, it's tough because like so many things are inspired from the video game series,
Mhm.
but it is not the video game series.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things about the character that definitely scream Nathan Drake, but at the same time, it's not the one you know
Mhm.
and love because he is a kid. Like,
This is like a prequel, I guess.
well, that's a thing. It's not that it's not like a prequel because it's not related to the game.
Oh, so this is just like alternate timeline.
yeah, like it's an alternate universe
This is
version.
Earth 2 version of Uncharted. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, it takes place. I think the confusion stems from the fact that it takes place in a timeline of Drake's life that is not explored fully in any of the games,
Mhm.
right? And that's why it looks like a prequel, but it's not. It is not related to the games at
Okay.
all. That said, it takes a lot of information from all the games and puts them all into one movie.
All right.
So the idea of Nathan having a brother, like that was the big reveal in 4, like that. You know that from the get go in this movie.
Okay,
He has a brother,
alright.
right? In 3, he had his first. They show bits of his relationship with Sully and how it started.
Yep.
That's what this movie is about.
Hmm.
But in 2, you're introduced to Chloe, the foil to Drake. She's in this movie,
This sounds like a fucking greatest hits version of like.
and that's basically what it
Yeah,
is. Like
okay.
that's the story they tried to tell around it, and it's fun and. They don't quite have. How can I put it? I think the one thing they missed out on in this movie is it's not. It doesn't give you the same sort of sense of adventure that the games do. In
Okay.
terms of like, the games bring you into vistas and places where. It becomes a spectacle, or it's kind of like magic, or it's kind of like, oh, that's a cool puzzle. It's cool how this worked together.
Yeah.
The movie tries to do it, but it doesn't quite get there. Like you're kind of just always in familiar settings with, I guess, very, I don't want to say mundane, but just typical heist scenarios.
I guess that sounds like a double-edged sword because that like Uncharted has gotten pretty fucking wacky
Yeah.
with the amount of shit that Drake is doing in terms of like running through collapsing bridges or
Yeah, and like
that whole.
yeah,
I always bring up the Yetis portion where
yeah,
like ancient Yetis from a different dimension. Like fuck that.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's like they didn't ride the line enough. Do you feel or
I feel like they played it a little too safe. Like, yes, they have the big set piece moments that you've seen, like where he's in the cargo plane and things go at the
yeah?
back.
That's
Or
like straight out of what Uncharted 3.
3, yeah,
Yeah.
or yeah, there's like a pirate ship scenario and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
But it does, yeah, you're right. When it comes to like, if you like the National Treasure movies
Yeah.
because they go deeper into history and like going places, I don't think this movie hits it like on those levels,
Okay.
or even on the Indiana Jones levels for that matter.
Yeah, one of the interesting portions about Uncharted is like, even though it's like fake history, or it's like how they play fast and loose with history.
Yeah,
They're still like, it sounds almost like these people are academics with an adventurer's physique, right?
yeah. So like Drake himself and same with Sully, they're both historical buffs. Like they
Mhm.
understand what they're doing, but I don't think the movie really puts them in scenarios that makes it super interesting.
Or like they don't have to flex that knowledge.
They, yeah, I guess they do, but they also don't. It's almost like it's dumbed down. Like a couple of the facts they put together, it's like they're easy enough for a general audience to understand.
Okay.
And even the places they go, it's a lot of it is in city centers, and very rarely do they go somewhere where it's like, oh, like you never get that moment of like, oh, this is like the lost city of Shambhala, or
Okay.
like the pillars of what is it? I can't remember, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Like they do have one set piece moment at the end of the movie that probably will blow your mind when you see what happens.
Okay.
Like if I just said airships, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sid show up?
Yeah,
Crystals?
like, yeah, so it's like air pirates. Yeah, for sure. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, I liked it. I think that Tom Holland definitely is the right version for this iteration of Drake, but
Okay.
he does not. I don't understand how this version of Drake would ever grow up to become the video game version of Drake.
I guess unless Tom Holland hit puberty,
Yeah.
then
And the same goes for Sully. Like, I don't see how Mark Wahlberg's Sully could ever become the Uncharted Sully.
he would have to work out less.
Yeah. And then I remembered at one point Mark Wahlberg was originally cast as Nathan Drake
Yeah.
a couple years ago. So, as a movie, I think it was a fun ride. Like, it was nothing to blow your mind off. I don't think you need to see it in theaters, but it was cool to watch it in D-Box.
Really? You don't need to see it in theaters?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think if you watch it at home, you'll probably get the same effect.
All right.
Yeah. It's it was cool. It was neat. I enjoy. The next of my anime that I want to catch up on from last year was I watched season 2 of Mushoku Tensei,
Oh, you finished it.
Jobless Reincarnation.
All right. Okay.
What a masterpiece of a show.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Season 1, I guess, was kind of like the build up to this grand adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, they take that adventure and they deliver on it, and it's so awesome. The only thing I guess I would say about it is I can't wait to see the next arc, because this is a long. I believe this is supposed to be a very long running series, and it's going to take a while before it wraps up.
So I had learned recently that Mushoku Tensei is actually one of the first isekais
It
to
is
come out in Japan.
It is.
And it was a light novel?
Yeah.
So all of this animation stuff is just strictly new.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. What do you mean?
No, I thought it was like a manga before, but it wasn't.
There's a manga
And
now.
and I didn't realize like I guess the importance that this show had, and the fact that it was the first or one of the first, and that people are still like, this is the best. Usually that's pretty rare. If you're the first to do something, normally after a certain amount of time, someone else has come out and done something better than you with your
Yeah,
idea.
so this is weird in that you're right. This is one of the first, but it looks like the way that isekai has evolved is people have just taken, I guess, all the easier concepts or like the junk food portions
Mhm.
and focused on that, because I guess at the end of the day, yeah, those are like the super highs that the series can deliver.
Yeah.
But in this show, it doesn't deliver it all the time.
And is the junk food portion like when we watched a couple episodes of Mushoku Tensei, there was a little bit of that, like when he blew out that window with the water magic as a kid and stuff like that. But it seemed like it was more of like a personality based show that was in an isekai rather than an isekai show.
Yeah, so like Mushoku Tensei, like I guess if I had to boil it down, the closest thing is it's a biography. Like that's what
Interesting.
like it is literally this one character's journey through his life.
Oh,
Like he dies, he shows up in this world, and you go through his entire life,
that's pretty cool.
like from birth and I think to the end of this journey. Um, and it's really great. Like my favorite thing about this show is that it absolutely captures what um life is like and the different stages of your life and how things can just end or begin,
Yeah.
whether your decision or not. And something that's really cool is when they're like in season 2 they're all like on a journey, right?
Hmm.
And when you think of that, you think to yourself, oh man, like I'm with my friends having this journey, great time, I wish these days would never end. Like
Hmm.
and whether it's your decision or not, they do come to an end.
Hmm.
And I think that like what I hate most about shonen is that shonen tends to linger on just stuff that the audience likes
Yeah.
too long for me.
Yeah.
Like stories kind of just they're never designed to end. They're like, this is what we like and this is like their comfort zone. We're never going to leave it.
Mhm.
And if it ends, we're going to let you know like in a big huge finale.
And
like,
we won't even linger on that. It'll be like one chapter that it was like, and then everyone went to different schools.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one is more like sometimes you spend 2 months with someone and it's like the greatest time of your life and you don't want it to end
Mhm.
but it does. And like the greatest lesson there is like you do need to keep moving forward. You have to move on. Like you can't just stand still. And because of all the relationships it established in the first season, like that kind of stuff that happens in the second are just heartbreaking.
Hmm.
Like there are just moments where you're like, that's so sad. But you're not necessarily hoping that it doesn't happen. It's just it like the show almost telegraphs the fact that it's gonna break your heart in certain areas, and then you're just gonna be like, that sucks. But
Nice.
it's like the right. It's kind of like that's the right way for it to go
Yeah, or it's like a more accurate representation
of life.
life.
And I think what's really nice about this isekai is like in most isekais they kind of just you forget the original character's like real life.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's always brought back to his real life,
Mhm.
like via flashback, via lessons learned, even just in his own mental state. He's always reminded of his real life and how the lessons he's learned there are mirroring themselves in this world.
Mhm.
Even though he's grown as a character and changed, there are certain things you can't avoid, and he has to at some point come like face the music, right? That's how the idiom goes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's great. I think the only sad part is it's going to be a while before we see the continuation of this.
Dude, this is your JoJo.
Like, yeah, maybe.
I've been watching JoJo seasons since I was like 20, 21. So
Yeah, because I think this wraps up the character's childhood arc.
yeah.
And I've read a little bit on the light novel just to see where it goes.
Mhm.
And the next arc is definitely his teenage years, so could be fun to see.
So he gets to relive his whole life, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's a point? Because like if the guy died, right, at a certain point.
What do you mean?
In real life,
Yeah.
right? In his real life before he
Yeah.
got isekai, if he died at a certain age,
Yeah.
I guess like, and that'd be spoilers. I guess I was gonna ask if like, do you know if like the show goes beyond what his current age was when he died?
Oh, yeah.
right?
I don't
Like
know.
if he becomes an old man or something. But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
because then that would be pretty interesting too. Because usually isekais are like, I didn't live life to a certain extent or how I wanted in my real life, but now I have a chance to do it in this fantasy world because I'm like level 99 or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. But they never go past that, really. It's just like, what is this? It's what is his life up to the point where he got taken away,
Mhm.
rather than like, what decisions would I make now that I've lived my life to the fullest if I got the chance to live beyond where I lived in the real world.
So the whole show kind of deals with that, and he does change his way. Like he does try and take those opportunities the minute he can from birth.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the most interesting parts is the fact that he's a 35-year-old, his mental state,
Yeah.
but he's in the like when
Body
the
of
show,
a child.
yeah,
Well, that's like the first episode, right? When he like he opens his eyes and he's like, "Damn, these titties, though."
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
So, and I would assume, like, from what I've heard of the show, it really is like an evolving arc of like a degenerate into like a functional member of society type of thing.
yeah. But like, don't make no mistake. I still don't think the main character is a good person. Like,
And that's probably what makes it very interesting.
yeah, like it's the people around him and that make it way more interesting, and it's a supporting cast that make the show awesome.
Yeah.
The main character is cool too, but like to I guess consider him as like a hero character that I would like or like would recommend to someone to aspire to, I would
Mhm.
say no, because he's definitely not that. But I think that's what makes the show good, because he's 100% flawed, and there's things about him that you're just like, that's fucked up. Yet he does it anyway.
But also, people live like this, like, and that's real
yeah,
life.
yeah. So yeah, it's good. I'm just sad that there's nothing for me to consume anymore. But I think like that kind of wraps up more or less the animes I want to catch up on. So like for the next little bit, I'll probably be getting back up to speed on like Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan.
Okay.
So yeah. And then the two games I played were Pokemon Legends Arceus, but I really can't talk about that because I played like an hour.
Still in the tutorial.
And then I bought Horizon Forbidden West, and I just
Damn.
have never put it down since.
Yeah, I saw that game clock.
Yeah, so I'm like 25 hours in. Yeah, so this game, sequel to Zero Dawn, very the roller coaster of emotions I've had to this game.
Okay.
So like you start it up, and the first 2 hours fucking suck.
Damn.
The game is shit. It's like a less capable version of an Uncharted game.
Okay.
Because there's no open world. You are like in linear corridors.
Mm-hmm.
And it all serves to be this tutorial / catch up on the plot of the first game.
Okay.
But it goes on too long. Like it shouldn't be more than like a 20
They
minute
really
thing.
try to catch you up.
Like it,
Okay.
yeah, and it is like a 2-hour thing, and I don't understand why. But when you turn on the game for the first time, you get a video that catches you up on the story.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
like, but now you just hear Ayla explaining it to another character,
Mm-hmm.
and she's teaching him how to do these things for 2 hours, and
Okay.
you're like, what the hell?
I got a personal question.
Yeah.
If I play this game, should I skip that video and just go straight to the in-game linear corridor?
No, I think you need to, because there's two like the.
So they have 2 recaps, and they're both bad at what they do.
The thing is, like, I don't know how much you remember of the first game's story.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of. I forgot how like detailed things were.
I remember nothing. I remember that there was a giant tower, and that there was an event that happened for the reasoning why people are like the world is like it is now.
Yeah, so like.
I know the overarching story. I don't
And
remember.
you know who she is?
The nitty gritty stuff.
You know why Aloy is Aloy?
No, I don't. Is she a common rider? What's going on?
No, but like I was gonna say, and also 5-year-old game spoilers.
She's like someone's daughter who's important to science.
No, she's a clone.
Oh,
She's a clone of the original scientist who
Yeah.
put together the
I don't remember that shit
terraforming program
at all.
on Earth.
Yeah, I don't remember that shit at all.
So you don't remember that team also had a spaceship and they left
No,
Earth?
no, I did not. I didn't
Okay.
know they pulled a near automata. Damn.
Well, they did, but it failed
Okay.
or something like that. Anyways, yeah. So like the first 2 hours fucking suck in this game. Absolutely. I was just like, man, this is not good. And then it puts you into the open world section, and you're like, oh, this is better. But it's like my first open world game, because it's like it's open world, but it's not truly large and grand.
Mhm.
And you go through there, and you're like, yeah, this seems familiar. I'm doing the things. I'm advancing the story, getting some vegetables, somebody,
Nice. Give
doing
me
all-
5 carrots.
yeah, doing all those like mini quests. You're like, all right, whatever. And then you get to like hour 6,
Okay.
Hour 6, 7, or 8, and then an event happens, and then the game literally opens the gates
All
to
right.
the real open world,
Okay.
to the Forbidden West.
Nice.
And it was at that point that the game started turning for me. I was like, oh yes, this is why I'm here. This is pretty awesome.
Do you feel that the build up made
Absolutely.
it better?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all.
All
No.
right. Okay.
I feel like they should have let you go loose from the get go.
All right.
I don't think you needed all that. But my main tip, if anyone's playing this game, is just mainline the story until you get to the Forbidden West.
All right.
Don't waste time doing side quests, because I'll be real with you, you don't get anything good. And if you have the upgrades from later on, they're so much easier to do.
Okay.
This is for a lot of people, this is going to be the graphical showpiece that justifies your purchase of a PS5
And a sick 4K TV.
Yeah, like if you have like 100% gone all in on visuals,
Mm-hmm.
this is the game for you. Like
Okay.
this is, regardless if you like open world or even Horizon, this is the one to show your friends and be like, yeah, this is why I have a PS5. This is what the PS5 is for.
Check it out. Looks
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool. It has 2 modes, performance and resolution. I'm playing on resolution, so that's 30 frames per second. Performance is 60 frames, but it drops it to like 1080p and
Hell yeah.
like low quality settings.
The true gamer's resolution.
So like I started on performance, and like it didn't look bad, but they had all these like weird visual issues that I didn't quite understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in this game, you expect a lot of foliage,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the way they've done like their aliasing thing, it all kind of just merges into one texture.
Oh, weird.
So when you look at like grass,
It's like a blob of grass.
yeah,
Weird.
it looks more 2D than 3D, so it looks super weird. On top of that,
But it's like the most polygonally dense grass you've ever seen.
yeah, but it doesn't look right,
oh,
right?
weird.
And it's
Okay.
very shiny and stuff. And they use a very basic checkerboard style of aliasing. So when you look at like a smoother surface at a distance, like but like a dynamic surface, like water, like the ocean, you will see like the checkerboard pattern on it.
Oh, weird.
Like so, it's those visual things that like I'm sure most people don't care. But if you are a graphics snob,
Mhm.
you'll probably be like, okay, don't.
If
play
you
with
watch Digital Foundry,
yeah,
you're
you'll probably be like,
okay.
this is weird.
Okay.
But I think for me, the one that kind of made it suck the most was they have a broken way that they've dealt with HDR or dynamic range.
Yeah.
You know how when you look at a light asset, or like when light hits the camera or in your eyes, for example,
Yeah, you got
look
like a
at like
flare.
yeah, you have flare, but you also have everything around the light gets dark,
Mhm.
right? So, and that's normal. Until your eyes adjust, whatever.
Yeah, you got a
things-
vignette.
So Horizon has that, but they don't have it. Like the way they've done it is not from light sources. It's anything that has light.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm looking at a rock with a really bright sun pattern on it, the rest of the game will darken. And it does that with every surface. So every time you move the camera, which is all the time, the screen constantly is coming in and out of you, like light and dark, and it
Right.
almost makes it look like it's flickering. I think there's a patch that's supposed to address this, but it's been one of those things that's just really annoyed me.
Okay.
I didn't really like it, so I don't know. There's a lot of weird visual things that I'm not a fan of. And I guess like the last part of the visual thing is I don't mind playing games at 30 frames per second, but I've realized that I've been having more of an issue with it lately because 30 frames per second looks okay on most screens, like your computer, your
Mhm.
monitor's fine. But when you have an OLED, I forgot that because the response time on OLEDs are so fast,
Mm-hmm.
it makes 30 frames look more like a slideshow than what you're used to seeing,
Huh. I didn't think about that.
right? Like, so on your monitor, right, your game monitor, you're
Yeah.
looking at like 1 millisecond, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
and 30 frames looks fine. But on an OLED, the response time is almost instantaneous. It is
Mhm.
point
Something.
0.01.
Yeah.
And because it's coming at you that much faster, and because like I guess you've been so conditioned to see a screen that's not that fast,
Mhm.
30 frames per second actually ends up looking more like 2025 on it looks like a movie frame per second. So it's a little bit slower. But it's enough to where it's noticeable and it kind of bugs me. And I wish the game had like a balanced preset. They give you like 40 FPS, slightly lower visual fidelity, just so that you can get the best of both worlds. It's like one of those things that I don't know if many people are going to complain about, but for me, it's definitely one of those things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, the game looks awesome. The game looks like technically, it looks wild. It looks incredible. On a creative level, I'm not a fan of most of the things I see in this game.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just never been a fan of like the native inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Robot dinosaurs are wicked, but
Okay.
I guess in terms of like anything else, it looks great. I'm not interested in it visually.
This game, I don't know. For even the first one was just like Foliage the game, right? It seemed like a sick tech demo for Speed Tree.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's like other than like it's
other
kinda,
than the robot dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's kind of like too when people are like, oh, Far Cry games look awesome, and I'm like, yeah, it's a jungle, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this game. Like, yeah, you're gonna look at it, and there's gonna be moments you're like, oh my god, it's beautiful, and
the sun rays the god rays coming through the
yeah,
palm trees,
and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right, it does look beautiful.
But is it interesting?
But
to
is
look
it interesting to look at? No, like,
yeah.
like I consider Cyberpunk really cool to look at, right? Granted, I think
Okami really cool.
okay, let's not push
Best
our luck
looking
there.
game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not quite like I love the way Cyberpunk looks, especially when you're indoors.
Okay.
Outdoors Cyberpunk, whatever, but when you're like inside a building and you see like all
Neon,
the cool, yeah,
smoke,
I think
puddles.
it looks so awesome.
Okay.
But Horizon kind of is definitely more on the technical side versus the creative artistry side.
Should become an arbor, and then
sure,
then you can
why not?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, these trees are accurate.
Yeah. Okay. So apart from just everything I've mentioned up to now, how I would describe Forbidden West in terms of its quality as a sequel title, it is most definitely the Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 1 in terms of like what it delivers on.
Okay.
Is far closer to being an open world game that lets you just do whatever you want. It's got a lot of just random questing akin to The Witcher.
Okay.
Like they've really looked at every open world game now and they've tried to pick out the best pieces. I still think they're a little weak on their melee combat, but this is the game that's about
shooting a bow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how many bows can you bow?
How many attachments can I put?
Yeah.
Put an arrow on my arrow.
They've given you a gigantic skill tree. You have special moves now. Like I have a stealth cloak.
Cool.
Like I turn it on and I'm invisible.
All right. Okay.
Like it's wild. There is a mount that fucking changes the game.
Okay.
There's an area that is just you did not expect to see that.
Okay.
And then there's the story, which at first I thought to myself, this is kind of boring. Like I don't know if you remember the first title, but the thing that made Horizon interesting was it was the mystery of the world and trying to understand it and like figure out who the main character is. This one is. Do you remember how that game ends? Zero Dawn.
So the main point I remember in that story was climbing up the giant tower. To get the hologram. Is that the end? I don't think so, right? Or it was close to the end.
It's close to the end.
Yeah, but I don't think I remember the ending.
Okay.
Just say I don't care.
Okay, so whatever.
I technically played it already.
Yeah,
it's not spoilers.
You finish like you find out who you are and you're trying to whatever. But it turns out the world is dying because you stopped all the programs.
Nice.
And then like I don't know if you remember, but there was like a main program called Gaia.
Yeah.
And then they had the other ones to help her. They had like Hephaestus, Apollo, and they were all responsible for different things. Like one made machines, one was to give humans technology and information. One controlled the weather, and it was all part of one thing to terraform the Earth again. In the end, you destroy Gaia, and so the world cannot restart, and it's instead going to kill itself.
Nice.
And so there's this thing called the Blight. And it's like red plants that are going to kill all life on Earth. That's why when you see the marketing for this game, there's a lot of red foliage everywhere. So at the end of the first game, she like as they're celebrating their win over something, I can't remember.
Yeah.
She leaves immediately to go find a second copy of Gaia to try and.
My bad.
Yeah. She's like, because she learns that there's a second copy of this program to help restart the world. And so your whole journey is to try and get a second copy of Gaia.
So this whole game's
Is literally
story is you accidentally erase the wrong file, restore the data.
Well, no, because like due to the events of the first game, like Gaia sacrifices herself to stop an evil baddie.
Yeah.
And at the end, you find out there's a chance that a second one has been made.
But really, you need Gaia.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so you're looking for the MacGuffin to save the world, and it is way less interesting, like on your day to day. But you do end up meeting different characters, and then you find yourself in a political power struggle, which is kind of really like it's really interesting how they frame that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. But then they do a thing, and I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say they introduce a set of characters that you have never seen in this world.
Okay.
That are more or less so far beyond your comprehension for what could exist here.
Cool.
That you can't help but be like, okay,
I'm in.
Nice. Like, so Horizon takes forever to get up to speed.
Yeah,
but once it gets there, you're like, oh shit. Here we go.
I really got to get a fucking PS5. I want to play these games.
Like,
goddamn.
Like this game is like what, and because it really is just like this is so cool.
Right.
Like this is wild. At the same time too, like the game is different. They give you a base, like a base of operations, and you have companions that go in, and then it turns into all like super RPG, like a la Mass Effect, where you go to the base and you talk to your companions, and they update every time there's a new mission.
Huh.
Like they really went out of their way.
You can like send them out on stuff, or
I don't know if you could send them out on stuff, but there's a couple missions that you have to do where you're just not Aloy, where you're just not alone.
Oh, cool.
Right? And so like you'll have them with you to do stuff.
Right.
Aloy the character is I'm so torn on whether I like her or whether I don't like her.
I remember her being a little annoying.
Yeah, she's very annoying, but like, and in this one, she is so over the fact that she has the knowledge of everything and that she could save the world. But she's always so goddamn serious. She's like, it's up to me. Only I can do this. It's only on me. But it's like
when like the whole time you've been relying on other people to do certain things.
It's that, and it's also like why you like it just doesn't make sense that Aloy herself wants to help everybody but can never accept help herself.
Yeah.
And then and I get it. The whole point of the game will probably be Aloy has to learn how to accept help.
How to outsource.
And how nothing is stronger than the power of friendship. I'm
Hell
sure
yeah.
that's going to be
the
fucking message at the end. Because that's why I'm getting
humanity can come together to save themselves
pretty
from the
much.
they created and blah, 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 blah.
I'm pretty sure that's what
right.
the final story is going to be. But yeah, gameplay is wild. I have a gun. It might as well be a fucking turret.
Hell yeah.
Like, and it's all bows.
I remember the one fucking saw blade from the first one. That was cool.
So the game, for all it's like trying to catch you up on exposition, it does not tell you how to fight. Like, it just expects you remember how shit works in Zero Dawn, and they just throw the shit at you. Like,
really?
This is not a game where run and gun, throw some arrows at some people. Like, you do have to pay attention.
Even the first game was very strategic in that way. Like, if you ever wanted to take down that T-Rex, like, okay, I got to know what parts on the T-Rex do what. I got to take this out because it's a threat to my build.
Yes.
And whatever.
Yeah, and but this game, it doesn't even remind you of that. Like, it's just like, you must know how to play this game.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah. And it's just so weird that, like, they spent all this time on a tutorial for the story exposition.
Yeah.
But when it came to the first major fight, you're just like, what? And they just throw you, and you have way more weapon options, way more crafting options, way more upgrade options. There's almost, like all the best open world games, there's too much stuff. Right? There's too much stuff here. And I guess, that makes it so that there's lots of stuff to do. But, when you're just overwhelmed with
things.
Yeah, like, it really does remind me of something like The Witcher, where it's just like, I can't do it all. I have to, like, pick and choose.
Collect all the sex cards, Vince.
Oh, God, there's so many collectibles. There's so many. And there's so many collectibles you just collect, and she just says, I'll have to find out what to do with this stuff later.
Like, she just fully admits, like, I have no idea what this is for.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And it's just like, what? And then you'll, like, 5 hours later, it'll be like, you'll find the character, and they'll be like, oh, did you ever see that? And she's like, oh, yeah, totally. Here's 10. I've got these. Great. Where's the next 100? Right? So, I mean, it's such a cool game. It's not without fault. I do think it is absolutely if you want a game to play on your PlayStation 5, this is the one to get.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I did buy the PS4 version
Interesting.
because it's $15 cheaper than the PS5 version.
Dude, just buy the PS5.
But it came with a free PS5 upgrade.
Wait, what?
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so everybody who's buying the actual PS5 disc version, I don't know why.
So you have a disc, baby.
Yeah, so basically if you want it, you want to play the PS4, I can give it to you after.
That's insane.
Yeah,
All right.
but mine is the PS5 copy. But you know what's fucking annoying? It crushes my OCD. Every time I turn on the PS5, like I have the PS5 version because I need the disc
Yeah.
to activate it. But because I haven't installed the PS4 version, it asks if I want to install the PS4 version.
Install it.
But I also have the PS5 version already installed.
Yeah.
And it does it every time.
Install it.
Every fucking time.
Install it.
It is so annoying.
Do it.
I want to I want to rip my hair out. Like that's the biggest fault.
I
with this
have the
game.
PS5 on. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it comes on 2 Blu-rays if you're wondering.
2 Blu-rays?
It comes on 2 Blu-rays.
Is it like the
install disc and
yeah,
then play
okay.
disc?
It's like
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah.
It's wild.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think it's great. I was hoping to beat it in a week so that I could play Elden Ring.
And then it became very big.
But then I realized that I'm nowhere near that. So hopefully next week I'm closer to the ending, if not finished, because I do want to play Elden Ring.
All right. Okay.
Because, that game looks hot.
Game looks good. It's like a good video game.
It looks good. I hear that the best way to play it is it's to download the PS4 version and play it on the PS5.
Oh
I hear that's the best way to play it.
Really? Not even the PS5 version of the game?
Nope.
Interesting.
They say that if you want to play it at a lock 60 FPS, that's the only way to play it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Because I've been hearing the PC version so broken, kids with 3090s struggle to run it
Hell yeah.
at 1080p.
Nice.
Yeah. 1080p, they can't hit 60 FPS. I'm
Good.
like, that's wild.
Good.
That's
what
that's
serves them right.
Japan for you, I
Serves them
guess.
right. They don't give a shit about PC.
I know.
Japan
Like, that's
doesn't
just
care,
so sad
dude.
to hear. But yeah, that was my week. What you get up to?
Okay. I guess I'll continue on the games front. I finished Shadowbringers. I think as of this recording, I have 2 days left on my subscription,
So what's next?
and I'm in the patch content for Shadowbringers
Oh, right.
because there's the
Because
post
it goes up
game.
like points.
Yeah,
point patches,
and then
yeah.
it's like Endwalker or whatever.
Okay.
So I realized why I don't like Shadowbringers story as much as Stormblood.
What is it?
Shadowbringers is the middle movie of the trilogy.
Oh, it's the Two Towers.
It is
Oh.
it is the Two Towers, okay?
Oh.
This is because it takes place in like an alternate world, it is used as a setup to explain all the cool cosmic crystal power shit that will happen in the third portion of the trilogy. And also the first trilogy is used to set up the first of the trilogy is used to set up the big bad that you will have to deal with later. But
I
the
see.
middle portion is Shadowbringers.
Ah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. This
like
sure.
you need the exposition and you need all the build up.
You need all this build up in the middle, and because they explain why the Heidelin, the god of light, is the god of light. They explain why Zodiac, the god of dark, is the god of dark, and they explain this really important cosmic level shit.
See, when you put it like that, it sounds really cool.
It does, but that all those explanations
Comes at you at like such a boring
the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Right, and they said the back maybe 20% of Shadowbringers is so sick. It's so cool. But everything leading up to that is inconsequential because you're dealing with an enemy that doesn't really matter in a world that you kind of don't care about because it's not the source.
It doesn't really exist, right?
It doesn't really
Yeah.
exist. And it's all characters that were forcibly taken from one dimension into another. So there's not like cool new narrative setups. There's not cool new characters it's not even like this is this version, Earth's version of this character. It is like,
yeah.
this is literally that character, but their memory got wiped.
Okay.
And it's just like, okay, whatever. But there's the content, the actual gameplay stuff is super sick. Like the dungeons are really interesting. All of the raids are really cool. In the patch content, if I said the word Eden, Do you know what Final Fantasy I'm referencing there?
Eden?
Yeah.
You're referring to the Final Fantasy known as Secret of Mana.
No, no. It's Final Fantasy 8,
Okay, yeah.
right? And they do a lot of cool like Final Fantasy 8 throwbacks and all these like Eden raids.
Okay.
Like that. Remember that special attack where you blow up the stars? Like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
puts you in a laser beam?
Yeah.
That happens. It
That's
looks fucking
pretty
sick.
cool.
I'll show you the side-by-side comparison after. But it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
And I'm really looking forward to Endwalker whenever I get back to playing this game because I'm gonna take a break. And then I guess what I did with the ending of my subscription, just kind of like chilling, doing whatever, is I did some of the Nier raids, the Nier Automata storyline.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, in that game, I didn't realize it's not just raids. Like there's a whole storyline of like
Sounds lengthy.
yeah, of like 2B or like 2P show up, and like you got to deal with like them coming from space and their future technology with like versus like crystal Eorzean technology and shit like that. It's pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
The raids are so good. You go through all of the areas you would want to. Like part of the second raid takes you through the spaceship that you're on at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
And you like go into the command center. And in that command center, the screen opens up to reveal like a secret passage in the back of it.
Yeah.
And you do a raid that's the boss is surrounded by screens. And you have to look at the screen to figure out what type of attack is coming next. And like certain safe areas happen by looking at the edges of the arena. It's really cool. They also throw in like bullet hell stuff. So like while you're battling enemies, like cannons around will start shooting bullets at you. And you have to dodge around like the big red bullets while you're attacking this boss.
So they do try and put in all the near bullet hell stuff here.
Yeah, you get.
But how does it function? Like, is it as crisp?
What do you mean it's crisp?
Because like I can't remember when you're playing Final Fantasy 14. Are you controlling your character with like WASD or are you?
I'm using WASD. Yeah.
And like, how's that in terms of mechanics to like?
Oh, it doesn't play like Nier at all.
Oh, okay.
It plays like an MMO.
Okay, because I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, that must be infuriating.
No.
Okay.
It plays like an MMO. Like it's still standard 14 playstyle.
Okay.
But they've adapted all of the Nier trappings to fit that playstyle.
Okay.
Right.
I see what you're saying. So it's like it's like when they added. Yeah, okay. Like Monster Hunter inside of MMO. Like it's still gonna be this. It's just it's themed around this.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
And also like they added Monster Hunter into Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and
I
like
remember.
the way you fight
There's
the
a Rathalos.
Yeah, the way
Yeah.
you fight the Rathalos, you still fight it as an MMO, but the way they've set it up is is Monster Hunter like. So in like the second phase, you can't heal. You need to drink mega potions, and you only have 10.
Oh, I see.
Or if you get hit by a Rathalos as he's charging towards you, you get knocked back and stunned like you would in Monster Hunter, right?
Sounds
so
cool.
They have a little bit of trappings in there.
Sounds
but like
cool.
the Nier stuff is so elaborate. There's really unique bosses. It really feels like an extended lore dump of like this self-contained story. But they take the characters that you know and love in Nier Automata and like just go nuts with them. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
But yeah, Shadowbringer is that, and then I did the Blue Mage. I started leveling up the Blue Mage. So if you don't know in Final Fantasy, the Blue Mage is usually it's an optional class that you can find.
Yeah.
And you gain skills by watching monsters do it and then killing them and gaining the skill.
Yeah.
Right? You do the same thing in this game. You got to travel all around Eorzea to watch an enemy do a skill, and then you can get it. And then certain skills are really rare, so you only have a chance of getting it. So you have to like redo raids and stuff.
Oh god, I hate this class.
So the Blue Mage though it's what's called a limited class.
What do you mean?
So you can't take the Blue Mage into
Raids?
regular content.
Oh, fair enough, because that class would be broken.
Blue Mage is fucking busted.
Blue Mage is always broken.
Yeah.
Like that is the class. It's like if you have the hours, you will break the game.
You will 100%.
Yeah.
Like if you guys play Final Fantasy 6 in that pixel remaster, I recommend leveling up your Blue Mage.
Like the Blue Mage is like he seems daunting at first, but like it is like 1-to-1. The more hours you put in, the more hours you get out.
And so this is that.
Yeah.
In 14, there's over 100 spells to get.
Yeah.
And then you make a loadout based on what type of Blue Mage you want.
God.
And I've unlocked this whole storyline where like you go into like a coliseum and there's like challenge floors for you to change your blue mage skill outset
Yeah.
so that you can take on these floors in the most efficient way possible, right? And there's like overlapping of certain skills too. So like I might have this one, it's called the Look, and it does like a cone damage, but it increases enmity, which means that more enemies will attack me. So that's the tank one.
Oh, okay.
But there's another version of that skill that does exactly the same thing, except that it's a straight line and it does electricity damage
Oh.
instead of a cone.
But it still builds aggro?
But it still builds aggro and it still does that. And so you can build out like, okay, this enemy in the Colosseum is weak to lightning.
Yeah.
So I need to bring a lightning skill. But then in the second round, there's these enemies that are weak to fire. So I also need to remember to bring a fire skill.
Oh,
because if I use, I don't know, whatever it is that they're strong to, it only do 1 damage.
Okay.
Right? And it kind of forces you to get all these skills. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But the main reason I'm doing this is that I learned that there are blue exclusive mounts.
Oh, God.
So if you can take a party of blue mages.
Oh, you have to have a party?
You have to have a party of all blue mages, and you go through this in A Realm Reborn. It was the end game raid content called the Coils of Bahamut.
Okay.
If you go through all of the coils with all blue mages, you get a specific mount. Like you get a Malbro that like carries you around.
Oh.
It looks really cool.
And how long does this take?
Apparently it's really hard. Because here's the thing: when I said that you can't take the blue mage into regular content, I meant it in a way that's like you can't take it into like the roulettes. So if someone is trying to get a story quest done, or someone is trying to get leveling done, you can't bring your blue mage in there to just break the game. But if you want to make a custom party, and you want to run it unsynced, which means like your item level doesn't get capped, or you just want to run like with 8 blue mages, you can still do that. But you just can't like. It doesn't count towards progression. Blue mage is its own thing.
Okay.
And it's hard because the blue mage obviously isn't a defined class. It can do everything, but it doesn't excel at everything.
Yeah.
You want to make like hyper specific ones. So like, I think when I get back into the game, I'm going to have to like join like a Discord or something to find 7 other blue mages.
But like each one of them has been
like they're
hyper focused into a fake class.
Yeah. So like, remember when I said the enmity thing?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna take the enmity skills because I'm gonna be the main tank.
Like you want to be a tank mage.
Raid. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tank blue mage, DPS blue mage, healer blue mage.
But your stats don't have that stats of a tank, right?
No.
Oh God.
You have the stats of a blue mage.
Yeah, and they're usually not that good.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So it's hard.
I see. I'm surprised. So you couldn't do this with like Christian in them?
We don't have enough people.
Oh, so none of you have it.
None of yeah, and so I really want to. I want to get back when I get back into the game. I want to get into the harder raid content because the people who play in my FC, they're very like laissez-faire. They want glamours. They want to get their classes to 50 or 80, 90 now.
Yeah.
And they're just chilling, right? I have learned that there are so not only just savage dungeons, okay? There are ultimate dungeons.
Yes.
Right? And so there's what is it? Wrath of Bahamut Ultimate.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Ultima something Ultimate. I forget what it was. But it like translates to Uwu is like what they call it.
Uwu?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uwu. Or T, the Alexander Extreme or Ultimate or something, whatever. But there are specific raids where you can only do it synced. So you are item capped. You have to do it with like a proper party. And it's the hardest content in the game. And I'm like, I need to work my way up to these ultimate raids so you can get special titles and special glamours that you can only get by doing the ultimate content.
I see.
I kind of want to get there.
That sounds like a lot of investment. I see why this is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Why I will never participate.
Dude, you should get in here. It's pretty good.
I got so many other games to
Free
play.
trials are back, baby.
I got so many other games to play.
Free up to level 60, including the Heaven's Ward expansion, which is an award-winning expansion.
Dude, Gran Turismo is enough to be my MMO.
True. But yeah, that game continues to be sick. Oh my, I could just play that.
Why don't you just do that?
So I want to try out Lost Ark. I want to try out some other stuff. I want to play Cyberpunk. I don't want to turn into just the MMO person.
I mean, buddy, you're halfway there.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Yeah, man, you're there.
All right. But after that, just some 2 quick things. I finished Fire Force because the manga is done.
Oh, it finished.
The manga is finished. I think
Interesting.
there's a bunch of fan theories that were going around after the reveal of a certain object within the world, and that came true, and everyone's happy. But the way I like Fire Force, like you said, where people like shonen kind of hangs out on certain topics for too long.
Yeah.
This does the same thing, but it does it in a very unique way, and it creates a very, let's say, unique world upon it.
I've seen some of the panels you've shown me. I understand. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. And like the way the creator takes it, I really enjoyed the ride. Even if you want to break it down, it is still like a basic shonen.
I think
the journey there is cool.
I mean, I think all shonens are kind of basic in terms of like their outset.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the genre.
Yeah, of course.
For as much as we all love Demon Slayer, that is not.
It's not groundbreaking.
Like you're never going to be emotionally invested into Demon Slayer.
That's fair. So my sister is emotionally invested into Demon Slayer, but that's also because she doesn't know all the shonen tropes and whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
But Fire Force, it's a straight up recommend. I hope they keep animating this show because that shit's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting back into it. I
think you should, because I think where the anime is now is just at the cusp where something happens where everything takes a turn.
What do you mean everything takes a turn?
I can't say. It just takes a turn. I can't. I literally cannot tell you because it is Omega spoilers.
It's
really cool.
Huh.
So yeah, Fire Force is fantastic. 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I was getting a little hyperbolic there.
Yeah, I was like, oh really?
Yeah, it's like a 9 out of 10. It's really good. Highly recommended. I can't wait to see what this creator does next. And it's gotten me to read Soul Eater. Yeah, so I went back and I'm starting to read Soul Eater now.
Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
Dude, Soul Eater is cool.
No, I don't deny Soul Eater's coolness. Just what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to. I gotta consume now. I gotta see what he's done.
Clearly.
So that was cool. And then I think the last new thing I did was I watched Star Wars Visions.
Oh, cool! You watched all of it?
So
wait, hold on. You have Disney Plus?
No.
Oh, okay.
So me and my friends did the marathon thing.
Okay.
And my friend's pick was animated Star Wars.
Okay.
So we watched the Visions, and we watched a little bit of the Clone Wars animated series, but I'm not going to comment on that because I got distracted by Magic around that time.
I mean, the Clone Wars is so long.
Yeah.
And
so I watched a couple things of the Clone Wars. Like, there's a lot of cool fights. There's like a stormtrooper just like shooting into a ship's hull and then coming down and like blasting people away. That was pretty cool. And I can see why people like that show, but I think that show specifically, you need more of an investment into Star Wars than I have to really care.
Yeah, you do. And it's got to be like, your investment has to be within the prequels.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But Star Wars Visions in general is very cool.
What do you think? I thought you would like the very first episode.
The very first episode. Which one was that one?
Black and white, Ronin.
Oh, that one was cool. It really reminded me of like Afro Samurai for some reason. Yeah,
absolutely. Like when I saw the lightsaber umbrella, I lost my shit.
I was like, when she opened it in that guy. Oh my god!
I was like, this girl's so cool.
That was definitely one of the most brutal episodes. But actually, my favorite episode is the last one.
Which is that one?
Akakiri, which is the guy who keeps being tempted by the Sith.
Oh,
and he wants to stop the visions of his, like, was it wife or girlfriend dying?
Yeah.
And then something happens.
Yeah.
And, like, the Sith win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Right. And so that episode was awesome, but all these like little mini things, dude, especially that one trigger. episode.
Which one?
The twins.
Oh boy.
Oh, mom.
When he does the upside down, Yeah.
light speed. Holy shit.
You're like, oh, this is a trigger anime.
damn, son.
Yeah.
That bunny one is boring as fuck. I didn't.
The
Whatever.
bunny. Oh, I love the bunny
It
one.
was cute, but like after the
Wait, the bunny one? No, not the bunny one. Sorry, no.
the bunny one was the other trigger
No,
one.
the one I liked. No, the other trigger one was like a
was it
master
not?
and
I swore,
Padawan.
I swore the other
The other trigger one was kind of boring.
studio trigger.
It's the one where like they investigate a crater.
Oh,
on,
the
like-
elder.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, Lop and Orcho was Geno Studio.
Yeah, okay, no, not Lop That one's cool, but I think the one that I actually really like the most is the 9, where it's like the girl and she has to go deliver the lightsaber.
Oh, and then like that one
Yeah.
is cool.
And then it's
That one
like
is really
this
cool.
could have been the start of something awesome.
It was like a star. So that was actually a big complaint that we
Yeah.
had, or that my
The-
friends had.
yeah.
I didn't really care
yeah,
that a lot of the episodes are not self-contained,
of course
and
not.
they all felt like an episode 1 to something,
I think that's the whole point. They are
right?
Yeah.
And there was a couple. What was the one weird one where it was like the Astro Boy looking?
Oh yeah,
One.
that one was just like, whoa. I didn't
It was
know
like a
the thing.
fever dream, but also I really liked that one because it was so self-contained.
Okay.
It was like that one is one and done.
Okay. Where do you stand on the universally accepted concert episode?
That one's dark, dude. Like I understand that it's like Jabbo is like getting his
Yeah.
son back or whatever, but when Jabba is like, "Oh, okay, I'll let you do your concert," it's like, homie is a slave trader.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I imagine now is that those kids are chained to that stage,
Yeah.
forced to play forever. I don't know if that's a happy ending or not.
I don't
given
know.
the context of who Jabba the Hutt is.
I hated that whole episode.
That episode kind of it has its moments,
Yeah.
but overall is very weak.
Yes.
Do people like that episode?
No, it's universally accepted as
Okay.
the worst one.
Yeah, it's not.
That's the hated one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
hate it, but it's
Okay.
not great.
All right.
It also like plays fast and loose with who these people are in Star Wars.
Yes.
So
But yeah, I really wish the 9 something if one could get anything, I wish it was that one.
that one was I would take because like man, sabersmiths.
I
sounds
know.
So cool.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Like I don't know, they build up the world so much in that one so fast. You're like, "Oh man."
This all sounds so cool. And then like
Yeah.
she gives the things.
Yeah.
They all turn red. And you're
Yeah.
like, no. Oh man, but when
Yeah.
I did not think that they would allow a studio to take the dark route when it came to episode 9.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and when it was just like, oh, you won, but also you lost. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, like they went there. That's
Yeah.
so sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, Star Wars Visions. Even as someone who has been on the show for like 10 years,
Yeah.
thinking they like Star Wars, but then eventually they don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was cool. I
Yeah.
think this is the right amount of Star Wars that I care about. Where it's just
Okay.
like, here's a bunch of little side stories.
Yeah.
Like lightsabers are cool. Everything involved a lightsaber. That's sick. But like, it's like by the end of the 9 episodes, I was done.
Yeah.
And I was kind of checked out. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, I'm done. I'm gonna go play Magic. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I think if I want like if one of these were to get a series, I wouldn't want a long running series of them.
Yeah.
I'd want like a 12 maybe
12
10.
episode like
And yeah.
Sabersmith.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I can
Mm.
see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that twins one though, holy shit. When the fucking Star Destroyers were connected.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
when she like you see her use her sabers like
Yeah.
yeah, she has like a million of them and you're like, what happened?
She's got the lightsaber heels
Yeah.
or whatever. Hell yeah.
She does some wild stuff.
Who's that one guy with the robot with all the Star Wars?
Oh, Grievous?
Or that with all the in general with all the Star
Yeah,
Wars, with
yeah,
all the lightsabers.
yeah.
Yeah. General Grievous wishes. Dude.
Yeah. I
He
know.
wishes he had that
I
many
know,
lightsabers.
I know. And then she did the thing to wrap around his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You
What?
can do that?
Laser whips? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It
it was
was-
so cool.
yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The episode 1, strong start.
Yeah.
When it was just like, what are you gonna do? Stop the Sith? And then he's red, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit. He's just collecting crystals, dude. Just chaotic evil. Doesn't
Yeah,
give a shit.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been the new stuff in my week. I've been doing a lot of just like making the most of the last of my FF subscription and preparing for next week when I'm going to start playing some other games.
Lost Ark.
So
You're just gonna play Lost Ark.
I'm gonna play some Lost Ark. I got some Cyberpunk installed, ready.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go back to. I don't know if I want to play Final Fantasy IV on my PSP.
Oh wow.
Because I have HD cables now for my PSP, so I can play PSP games on my monitor.
Okay.
Or if I want to go back and play the Xenosaga franchise on the PS2.
Oh. Well, okay.
Like Xenosaga episode 1, 2, and 3.
I would probably go with Final Fantasy because you'll be done with it sooner.
True.
Because those Xenosaga games aren't short.
No, and they have like 45-minute cutscenes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because I beat them all. They're not short.
Okay. Because I actually, the reason I thought about the Xeno Saga franchise is because the 3DS store is shutting down.
Yeah.
I went through all my cart games to see what has DLC.
Oh, okay.
And I made like a list of like stuff I want to buy before next year.
Okay.
Right? And one of the games I played was Project Cross Zone 2 and Project Cross Zone again.
God, why?
And I forgot that those games had like Cosmos and like the dark version of Cosmos in there.
Telos,
yeah. And I was like, oh, these games are very fun for like 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then I never want to play them again.
Yep.
But I saw that pairing of Cosmos and Telos, and I was just like, I should play those games. And I dug them out of the bin.
Dude,
yeah.
No,
and so now they're on the shelf, and like I could play them.
Don't do it.
But yeah, we'll see what goes on.
Play
there.
13 Sentinels.
Oh shit, I should play that. Maybe I should just play 13 Sentinels first.
I mean, it is a VA.
Yeah.
Or VN, visual novel.
But like tower defense seems cool.
Yeah, it's very easy.
All right. Okay. But we should end this because I really gotta take a piss.
Okay, cool. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.